Holy fuck.
Here we are.
Here we are. I hate to start off the podcast with an accent so early, but fuck, it was hard to get started.
Jesus fuck, it's been hours we've been trying to stop this goddamn show.
Guys, I'm Kim Congdon, and I'm here with my co-host,
Alex Scarlato.
And this is another episode of Broad Topics.
Yay, woohoo.
Yes, I'm so excited to be back.
So excited.
In a new space.
Oh yeah, it's lovely.
Oh, thank you.
The vibes are completely
wow. Yeah,
refreshing.
We're recording from my apartment.
Kimberly's very own apartment.
My very own. I moved in with Lewis, everyone.
Yay.
So we're here recording at the new place, the new pad.
We're lying in the bed that they share.
We are. You know what's funny is that there is a child in the living room, a human child. And so we cooped up in the bedroom, and me and Alex are physically in my bed.
We are.
So this is a really appropriate situation for me and Alex. Very inappropriate for Alex and her boss, my boyfriend.
It's an intimate matter over here. It's going to be an intimate show.
Yes, it is.
He'll be home soon, won't he?
He will.
He's going to find us here together.
We should put bows on our titties.
Tassels. Nippy tassels.
Just James walks in instead. It's terrible.
Yeah. But no, the place looks amazing.
Thank you. Really wifed it up.
You've really brought some woman's charm to the place.
Yeah, it's got a lot more work to do. I've been real crazy, traditional crazy bitch. I've been like, take your shoes off now. And Lewis is like, okay. But he needed a little house training.
I appreciate that. I think that's something that I'm currently lacking is just like womanliness in the house.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's something that you're supposed to always have or if you develop it over time, but like
it's developed for me.
You have really cleaned the crap out of this place since you moved in, and everything's got a place, and like I don't have that in my life at all.
I've wanted to start getting organized like 2 years ago.
Like I'm a messy bitch, Kim.
Yeah, I shifted like 2 years ago. Everything shifted. I wanted to be like more organized.
Like an adult person,
not as drunk. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I haven't made that transition yet.
Good
like,
for you.
You've seen my bedroom. It's a child's room, really. It's like a 17-year-old.
It's a doc teenager's room. It's no child's room. There are seances in there.
It's a gothic teenager's room. It really is.
It's really like, if you want to know what Alex's room looks like, just pop into a Hot Topic for 10 minutes.
It's true.
It's literally, she has like the lamp she can touch with electricity.
It's
She's got
somehow
like
lit up in black light in the middle of the day.
It looks like an old EDM club.
It's cool though.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
She even has like the posters that like, you know, they're Velcro and then you like color them and they glow in the black light.
See, it does look like that. It does look like that, but I didn't color that one myself. I ordered it, but it is like
that felt.
Yeah, you feel it, and it's velvety in the black parts.
Shit.
It's really bright though, but it shines so bright. I like to feel like I have like an entire universe of like color and like.
Yeah, your room was fun.
Yeah.
It was really trippy.
Like I would put little glow in the dark stars up if I could find them at this point in my life at age 25.
Hold on a second.
I would genuinely do that.
Your boss has arrived.
He's arrived. He's here.
He's here.
We locked him out.
We locked him out. James looked terrified because I put the chain on and I was like, don't let anyone in. He's like, why? I was like, because they'll take you. And I came in the room and then I go out there and I hear Lewis trying to get in and the chain
just like pushing against the door.
I hear his aggressive breath and I look at James. He's in the corner of the couch just looking at me, fucking terrified. But he didn't open it, so lesson learned.
Good boy. I'll take you. My parents scared the shit out of me like that when I was a kid.
He's like doesn't give a shit. He's so friendly.
No, my parents were constantly like, they made me think that every adult wanted to take me.
Oh yeah, I mean, but probably like it's just scary to have a kid. Fuck that.
Yeah.
It's a constant worry.
I get that it's scary, but like you don't need to scare the shit out of your kid.
Sometimes you do. I feel like my mom scaring me really saved me from a lot of things.
Yeah.
I was really careful. Yeah, because I always thought of the things my mom told me.
You never like specifically went against it?
I mean, every once in a while, but for the most part, I was like, I didn't talk to strangers, and probably I didn't talk to 9 out of 10 strangers because of that. You know what I'm saying? Like every once in a while, I'd feel up a stranger and be like, this person's got good energy. Even as a kid, you're like, this old lady don't want no smoke.
She don't want to hurt me.
This bitch don't want no smoke. So like I'm sure 9, like at least one of those other 9 didn't have the best intentions, and I stayed away for the reason that I was warned. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, I guess you're right.
Or like even as a teenager, I didn't get in the car with other teenagers as often because my mom was like, kids your age don't drive that well. They don't care if they kill you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that was like a thing she said. So I only went with my friends who cared about me because I thought about that.
I remember one time being in the car with, I literally don't remember who they were. It was like boys who were friends of my friend, and just being in the car, and they were going really fucking fast, like showing off kind of fast. And I was like, I do not feel safe right now, and this is like something that my parents would have like warned me about. Like, no, don't drive in a car with boys who you don't know and like who are just trying to show off, like they don't know what they're doing. So we were like 17. That was one of the few moments of my life of being like, you shouldn't be here. Like, do you know what I mean?
What? Oh, it was just you were in a car with boys you didn't know.
Who I didn't really know, and they were like going like 95 just for fun in like traffic.
Yeah.
And I was like, I might die right now, and nobody even knows I'm like
with this kid.
Yeah.
And that probably just happens all the time.
Right?
I remember being in cars like that with kids. I remember being in a car with my friend and her boyfriend. Her boyfriend and her got in an argument. He started driving fast with us in the car.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
It was like some crazy shit.
Like to try to like purposefully scaring
She was like,
her.
stop. And I was like, let me out. You guys can fight like this if you want. But
yeah. Fuck that.
this is not how
Did he let you out?
Yeah. At the light, I let myself out.
Nice.
He didn't let me out. I let myself out.
Well, yeah. And then we would do like my friends and I would always do like blunt rides in New York City. Like we'd be like, let's just like all just go in the car and smoke a blunt or whatever.
Fun.
And then sometimes do like when you stop at a red light and everybody changes positions in
Chinese,
the car.
whatever it's called.
Chinese fire drill.
Why is that so fun as a kid?
It's so fun when you're like, okay.
It's so lame if you think about it now.
So
it's really
dumb.
Like I don't want to get up unnecessarily ever.
And it was like so silly to like jump into like a different seat and be like, I'm driving now. Like, oh my God, what?
Yeah.
Somebody would take the blunt out of the car with them and pass it to someone else while they were running around the back.
Oh, that's funny.
It was really silliness. Such lame shit that you do.
We would play sex when we were teenagers, where it was like that game where if someone's
you bang.
No, if it was someone's headlight was out or tail light was out, you'd go sex, and everyone has to hit the roof, and the last person to hit it has to take an article of clothing off.
Wait, the headlight or tail light is out
on the car.
Okay.
I don't think you realize how often people have their headlights and taillights out.
Oh, if you see another car driving with their head or tail light out. Okay.
Yes. And then someone yells sex. Everyone hits this top of the roof of the car. Last person to hit it has to take something off.
I definitely know that if like, how old are you when you're playing this game?
Like 16, 17.
Part of 16, 17-year-old me purposefully is the last person to touch it so that I have to take. And I'm like, oh, no, not me.
I remember one time being like 17, babysitting my little sisters and inviting friends over and us playing strip pool. Like we had a pool table in our living room. We played strip pool and my sister came out. We were all in our underwear and we're like, go in the room. And she was like, what are you doing? We were like, go away.
You had friends over?
Yeah, my friend like gave her $5 to just stay in the room. Probably traumatizing to come out and you see your sister and all her friends, like me and all my girlfriends in brawls, all these boys in their gross little 15-year-old boy underwear. Like,
I remember playing like fucking spin the bottle at a friend's birthday party when we were in the 5th grade. Mm-hmm. Just like doing things that felt uncomfortable, but we were like, let's do, like just for the fun of it kind of thing.
Yeah. I remember playing spin the bottle and pussying out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for making out with this guy because I'd never made out with anyone, and then my slutty friend was like, "I'll do it," and like jumped on him.
See, I was literally the opposite. I would spin the bottle and get a guy who was like socially hotter than me, and have to go through the scenario of him not wanting to kiss me at the party, and like just have to deal with that for the rest of the night. I literally played spin the bottle in 5th grade and didn't kiss anybody because they all refused to.
No,
I was like, that's not the way the game works, motherfuckers.
You have to kiss me.
You have to kiss me. That's how you fucking play.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's part of it when you're like friends with the hot girls, but just not one of them.
Ouch.
Yeah. And I was like literally just happy to have been invited to the party. I went home and I was like, I got invited to her party. That was pretty cool, man.
Everyone else had lipstick all over their faces. You came home just like with soda, like, orange soda on your breath.
Yeah, it was like boy girl party, man. Not everyone gets invited to those.
Oh man, I do remember like when I started going to the first boy girl parties, or like in Florida, they were always like summer birthday parties, so people would be in their swimsuits, and it was like
pressure. That sounds like pressure.
Well, nobody really cared.
But like when you're really young, before anybody's actually hooking up, I feel like that's when your image matters the most. Yeah. When you're like, I want to be one of the people who's looked at when everybody starts getting a boyfriend or a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, it's mating season, doggy. You got to start ruffling those feathers.
It's the start of the 5th grade mating season.
I remember that's like 5th grade, really like 5th, 6th, 7th grade shit started to get crazy. Like that's where like girls started making out with each other for attention.
That young?
I remember the first time it happened was 6th grade.
That's
it was like
really
a huge.
young.
It was like a huge thing. Like these two girls who both grew up to still be pretty slutty,
yeah,
and
well,
like
of course
both grew up to be like on drugs and stuff, like real fucked up chicks. They like told the whole school they were gonna do it after school. So like after school, like 60 of us. It was like you would have thought it was a fucking fight, dude.
Like they lined up with a circle in the middle for
we
them.
all walked like half a mile to this dude's house who had a pool. I swear to God, someone posted a picture of that day at the pool. I wish I could fucking find it, because someone literally, I bet I can find it in my Facebook. It's like a bunch of kids chilling in a pool. The only reason. What is that?
What is happening right now?
Where was that
coming? I don't know. I'm lost.
What was that? That was really weird.
It's like a Harlem ghost.
It was a Harlem ghost. What does even a Harlem ghost sound like?
That.
I can't breathe. Okay. Too far. But yeah, we're all walking down the street just to watch these two bitches make out for 10 seconds. It was like nothing.
I have questions.
I couldn't even see.
I have questions.
What?
Was it like a thing, like were people hooking up already? Like these girls had hooked up with guys already and they were like,
they were the first ones that were like, probably in the past month or two, they had just started giving hand jobs. It was like, I remember it was the very beginning of shit going on. Because I remember this boy, Spencer. I was in 6th grade. He was in 8th grade. So it was like a huge deal.
That's a hot white boy name.
Yeah, and he liked me. And I was like shocked because he was so cute. And I was like, it's so weird. I say his name and I remember what he smelled like. That's so weird. And I remember he had this distinct smell and he liked me and I couldn't believe it. And then
Abercrombie.
We were like writing like letters to each other in class, like passing notes or whatever. Does that make sense? 6th and 8th grade. Yes.
Yeah.
And then he didn't talk to me the next day. It was on a Friday. And then we like talked on the phone over the weekend. Then on Monday, he didn't talk to me. And I asked my friend why. And he said that one of the other girls, those two slutty lesbians that made out, one of them jacked him off over the weekend.
Oh, damn it.
And he was fucking done with it.
Fucking 12-year-old Kim's heartbroken.
Sad. I was like, I don't even know how to start doing that. I couldn't even kiss him. I was too nervous.
I'm not even close to being this bitch.
I remember I just stopped talking to him, and then he came in like to my classroom and was like when I was in the hallway going to the bathroom, he just happened to walk by and he's like, why won't you talk to me? And I was like, why don't you ask Alicia?
A slutty name.
I was like, why don't you ask Alicia? And
damn.
And then that was it.
Wait, 6th grade is like 12 years old.
I think it was actually
12,
7th
13.
grade. I'm not gonna lie. I think it was 7th grade.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm. It was.
I feel like bitches that age in my school were all talk. They were like kissing dudes on the mouth and calling it like hooking up.
They weren't really doing shit.
They weren't really getting down and dirty.
Yeah, it was just like mostly those two chicks and like nobody else. I don't know. That was it.
And then they were probably the coolest chicks for like a while, and now they have a couple kids. They peaked.
Yeah.
All that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but everybody's jealous of those chicks at the time.
Yeah. And then they kind of just stayed, like even now they look the same as they did in 7th grade. Like they look like the women they were going to be in 7th grade. Yeah. That's why they were like that, I think. Like I had a friend in 5th grade and my mom didn't want me to be friends with her because their boobs were too big. Isn't that funny? She was like the sweetest girl too. And she just like looked like a woman. She was so sweet. So sweet. In 5th grade, she looked like a woman. She looked like a
Damn.
20-year-old woman in 5th grade, like big titties, hips. She would like wear her like cleavage out just because she didn't know. Like she
Yeah,
was just
'cause
like a
it's
little
there.
girl mentally still.
Right.
And then my mom would be like, I don't really want you hanging out with her. She seems like she knows a lot. And she didn't. She was just innocent. And she just like probably got that all the time. And she's still like the sweetest girl ever. But I remember being like, that's not nice.
No, I remember the first girl in my class to grow boobs, and the day that I noticed them, and I was like, oh my God.
You're like, can I have
want
some?
them. Yes, because I remember we were playing, like we had like an outdoor gym day.
Yeah.
And we were playing kickball, and she just like didn't have a bra on, and I was like, oh, she's the first one to get boobs, this lucky bitch. Like I was like mad about it, like angry. And and I remember very specifically that they were quite pointy, and I was like, are they going to stay that pointy? And then I did me research. I went home and did me research, and it was like, no, when they're first growing in, they'll be a bit pointy, and then they'll round out.
Because they'll have nothing to do. It has to start pointy.
Literally in my head, I was like, hers are going to round out very nicely because they've already got a very good point to them.
You were fucking dimensions and like.
Yeah, I've always been a lesbian for boobies.
Yeah.
Only just for the boobs. When you haven't got them, the grass is greener on the side.
The grass is greener on the other tit.
Yeah, it's always.
Oh man.
You got boobs, and then the grass is greener on the booty.
Yeah, and people weren't really having sex until like, I would say sophomore year of high school. I would say the hand job started middle school, and the sex started second year of high school. And then literally almost 80% of my friends lost their virginity like end of junior year to senior year.
I think that's a really common time.
Yeah.
I lost my virginity like the beginning of junior year, and it felt like I was like one of the first in my group of friends, or like near the first in my group of friends.
Yeah.
But like I went to an all-girls school, and I feel like girls weren't being honest with each other. Like I think a lot of bitches were fucking for a while and not saying shit until everybody else was admitting to it.
Yeah.
Because without the guys around, girls act very differently. I don't know.
Yeah.
All-girls school dynamic is like, no, like a lot of slut shaming and shit like that. And bitches were quiet about what they did with their pussies.
It was pussy secrets.
I did know this one girl. She was hilarious. Oh my God. This girl in high school, she was like weirdly friends with everybody, but had no like one friend at school. She was just like a like float around kind of girl.
Yeah.
Super duper tall, super skinny, and like this Polish girl, like kind of pretty. Fucked every dude and just loved it. She was the only girl in school who was like admittedly a slut and just like loved it.
Oh, the admitted slut girls.
Literally. And so we had to do community service for like a fucking some kind of Christian Catholic shit project. And so a bunch of girls decided to volunteer at this like old folks home. It was the saddest place in the whole world, Kim. I can't even tell you.
Have you ever seen when teachers post, like kindergarten teachers will have their classes write letters to old folks home, and they have to sort through them before they send them out because they're like, there are cards like, we feel sad for you. It's like the funniest thing. It's like, can you walk? Question mark. It's like the saddest shit.
like kids with no filter being like, I hope you're not blind.
Yes. They're like, isn't it crazy you'll be dead soon? I'm still so young. Like,
oh, that's tragic. Yeah, it was a really weird, really dark place. And as a result, we spent a lot of time just hiding in corners, not doing work.
ew, that's a scary place to be. An old folks home with teenagers hiding in the corners.
Yeah, literally. So I remember this one day, me and Liz, it was like the first time I got to really spend time with her, and we like hid out in the pantry in this old folks home, just avoiding doing work. And she was telling me about all these guys that she fucked, but instead of like the way
From the school?
No, we went to all girls school.
A lady from the old folks home.
This is my friend. This is a girl from school who was also volunteering. This was the Polish girl, right?
Okay.
This is the girl who was like very open about being a slut. We were sitting in the pantry, and she kept telling me about these guys who she was having sex with, but instead of saying I had sex with him, she'd be like, So like this, she'd be like, oh, this guy George, like he's really cute. He plays in a rock band. We were hanging out last Saturday night, and later on I went to his house and I took him in.
She did not use the words "took him in" to say that she fucked people.
The only phrase that she would use for it. She'd be like, yeah, so, oh, Johnny, did you see a picture of Johnny? I took him in. Like,
no, what a whore. What a
so
whore
slutty.
way to say you
16 years old doing this community service project.
Oh my God.
She literally, every guy, she'd be like, oh yeah, I took him in. It was making me so uncomfortable, but I also thought she was really cool.
I took him in. Yes, he came for my gates, and I opened the gates. I took him in.
Like I was
he
a
had
virgin.
no one. I took him in.
Yeah, basically, I was a virgin, just listening to her stories, being like, "Is this the way like girls speak? Is this the way women speak? Like, is this how I'm going to talk about it one day?" And then I realized, no, definitely not.
My name's Alex. I took him in.
Yeah, my boyfriend. I took him in last night.
Ew, what a gross thing to say.
Right?
It's very too much. Something happened to that girl.
He entered me.
He entered me. I sucked him up.
Took him in just sounds like passive almost, but also like
it's like demanding.
I allowed it. Like I took him in.
I took him in. Like you let it pass through, but you also sucked it in.
It's really not. It's the worst way to say you had sex.
Yeah.
But I'll always remember her for that. It was the only time we spent together.
Wow, what a whore.
Well, a little whore. She was like 16 at the time.
Was she fun? Was she a fun friend?
She was so fun.
They're always fun, the whores.
Yeah.
They're the funnest friends.
Everybody at school liked her.
Yeah.
Literally, she could talk to anybody. They would be like, what's up?
We had some skanks at my school.
Tell
when
us
we were
about your
younger.
sexcapades, please.
We had a girl. I remember a girl freshman in here at high school. She let dudes run a train on her. I'm like, how do you do that in high school?
Damn.
That's crazy.
I used to like to do slutty things with my boyfriend, like especially back like in high school. I was more down to do like gross things with him for sure.
Yeah.
But like I don't understand. I think you have to have something go wrong if you're like letting guys run trains on you and shit. Like
Yeah. And in high school, freshman year of high school, you need 2 dicks.
freshman year.
Freshman year, 1 dick's not enough. That's wild.
Dude, I was simultaneously thinking about fucking.
I thought you were going to say fucking 2 dudes.
No, I was just like simultaneously thinking about fucking all the time and also like really looking forward to the final Harry Potter book release. Like it's such a weird time in your life.
Freshman year of high school, I was thinking about like hand jobs and I was still hand job, blow job city.
I knew I wasn't ready to have sex, but I would like I enjoyed thinking about it as like a
that's what it
future
was.
thing.
Your body's prepping.
Yeah.
You're mentally prepping for the dick.
You're prepping for it. You gotta imagine the dick for years before you're ready to take it.
You gotta imagine one, the shape, the smell, the length.
It's true. I remember the first time I had like a sex dream where I was literally like having sex with a guy in the dream.
Oh yeah.
And in the dream, this was like I was still a virgin in real life, but in the dream, like I felt the penis in me, and I was like, oh, that's something you don't get from just thinking about sex. Like that's a part that I get to look forward to that I haven't actually experienced. Like the actual physical feel of a penis inside of you.
What whores we were.
Right? I think all girls, it's weird also to think about, like, I don't know, I have like little cousins who are like 12, 13 years old, and they're so sweet, like just sweet little girls who I know since they were born, and I'm like, she's in my mind, I'm like, I wonder if she goes home and thinks about slutty things like I did.
I used to think that about my sister. I'm like, when I was 13, I was thinking about dirty things, and my sister's so sweet and innocent looking. I'm like, but she probably does.
Yeah, like all these, like even when I was as young as like 7 or 8, I had dirty shit in my head. I told you I thought I invented sex when I was like 8.
Yeah.
I imagined a penis in a vagina, and I was like, I'm gonna try that.
You innovator. You're a fucking innovator.
Like do I have like it's
This
weird
child
to
is Bill Gates.
look at little kids and be like, what are they thinking of? They're dirty. They're all dirty. We're all dirty people. Humans are dirty.
Yeah.
It's gross.
Filthy.
So filthy.
Filthy animals, we are.
Yeah.
I hate us.
I love us. I hate us too. I often think of like how uncomfortable it is to be like a human.
Yeah, but then what else is there?
There isn't, but like just life is actually sort of really uncomfortable.
I know when people are like, this is it, and then we die. I'm like, maybe dying's easier.
Yeah. Like,
This seems hard.
you know what I thought, this is sort of a depressing thing, but a few weeks ago it dawned on me that like say I get to live until a ripe old age, right? I have to wake up and live in consciousness every fucking day until then. Like for the next, like, if I'm lucky, like 55 years, I will be waking every morning and doing this whole thing. Doesn't that almost sound exhausting? Am I being like negative?
No, it's a lot. And then you have to like get up. You still have to like pay bills. You have to make trips to like the DMV still. Like
you don't get to like shut off for a few months. Like it'd be nice to like get like into like just have a decided coma. Like, hey, I'm gonna like shut off for 6 months. I'll be back in 6 months.
What if comas were casual?
Like a casual
I'm gonna go have a casual coma.
Like it'd be nice if you could like pay enough and have a casual coma and not have to wake up every day till you die.
You have to like go into your boss like, I told you I put my avails in 2 months ago for my casual coma.
Yeah.
I'll be gone.
Like you could save up like for the whole year so you could have a 2-week coma. Save all your sick days.
Oh my God. Save your vacation days.
Right?
You'd have the best coma ever.
I really think so.
Wow. And it'd be like when you call IT and you ask them to fix your computer, you'd just be like turning yourself on and off.
Right? Like I love to sleep for like 14 hours. Like,
I do love a good long sleep.
I'll wake up a fresh human tomorrow.
Yeah.
Not the same as like my regular routine, you know?
Yeah, that's true. All right, so just for a second, I want to talk about our sponsors, Smoked Honey, because these guys are the greatest sponsors we could have asked for this podcast. Nothing more I love than having a sponsored product that I actually use constantly. I literally don't use anything more than I use my Smoked Honey pen.
No, it's amazing. It's
maybe my cell phone. It's those two things. When I leave the house now, you know when
funny.
you leave the house?
That's a good point.
It's a new thing that's like I have to go like keys, wallet, Smoked Honey. Cell phone.
That's exactly what it is. I go phone, keys, wallet, and I actually keep 2 cartridges on me now because I'm sort of spoiled by this sponsorship, and I feel as though when one of them runs out of battery or like I leave it in a pocket of my bag and like run to the store or something, like I'm so obsessed with them. I keep them on me at all times, and a dab dart as well.
And they're a nice size too. Like I unscrew mine and it fits right into my pocket change book, and I just carry it in my pocket. Like I carry my thing in my pocket constantly. I just pull it out, put it together. Got a pen.
I have recently been really careful not to leave home without a dab dart. When I go to Gas Digital, especially ever since we unwrapped our lovely nectar collector.
Oh my gosh.
Which makes really gives you like the best experience of smoked honey that you could get, I think.
The nectar collector is a different story. Again, I know we mentioned this last week, but the coolest thing is the distillate inside of the pens is the same one inside the smoked honey dab darts. Like that's fucking incredible. So you always know the product that you're getting. It's not a mystery. You know that it's safe.
It is a really cool thing. And you know, they go by the strain, but there's no like additive flavor. There's nothing that's making it like taste like berries or like whatever a certain flavor is. It's literally just the THC like boiled down into this distillate, and it's whatever strain it is. So you know what you're getting is really clean and clear
and under control. Cover girl. No, it's the best. We love them. If you are in the California area and if you're over the age of 21, you should hit up Smoked Honey, smokedhoneyca.com, or on Instagram at Smoked Honey. Get some vape pens. I promise you, this is like the best gift you can give someone. This is a really good gift to give someone. Portable weed, easy to smoke, get you high. Perfect gift. Perfect gift. Perfect back to school gift for your college buddies.
I mean, I hate to say how true that is, but you go to the bathroom, rip one of these, nobody's going to know.
I'm not going to say I ripped one on a plane. I would never. So yeah, you guys hit up Smoked Honey, show them some love.
Yeah, check them out.
Cool. Let's get back into the podcast. Anyways, yeah, I used to have a lot of fun. I miss LA. It was a really happy time for me.
Kimberly, what do you miss about LA?
I mean, just, you know, the weather and other things.
I think you love New York.
New York's the worst.
It's beautiful here.
No, it's not. It's literally not. Anytime anyone says New York's beautiful, it's not true.
Okay, hold on. I do recall what we were just talking about, which was about how shitty it is to be human. And I think it actually fits in with a discussion about New York City. Yeah. Like, the humans here are just kind of different than other people.
It's not even that they're different. It's just that they're like...
dirtier.
They smell. Yes. Everyone stinks. Like, the weather's not good. Everyone's pretending they like it here. You know what New York City is? New York City is a bunch of people thinking that they like pretending that the stress that they live in doesn't bother them.
I could agree with that.
They're like, no, this is fine, because they don't have the energy to move
but I think
anywhere, and everyone's like, no, this is good. Yeah, it's fine.
But also living in New York City, like, I feel like if you live here for a while and then you leave,
yeah,
it's like, what the fuck is there to do now?
Yeah.
Because I don't know, it's there's both sides to it. It's the shittiest and most awesome place ever.
Totally.
But LA is admittedly a lot cleaner.
It's just like a lot of work. Even in walking in New York, it's like you're walking on hills. Even walking is harder. Just physically walking. You're just like always on a hill. You're on a stair. Someone's spitting at you.
You know, I also, I don't know if this is true, but I noticed that I think a lot of these old buildings aren't built perfectly even. Because when you get up to some of the higher floors, you feel like fucking dizzy. Do you ever get that?
No.
Like in like older apartment buildings, when you're like walking up the stairs, you're like, why do I have fucking vertigo right now?
No, I've never felt that.
Am I just out of shape? Maybe?
I think it's the mushrooms you do.
It could be that.
It's probably that you're always on mushrooms.
It could be that. I did mushrooms at work the other day and almost felt bad about how high I got. Because I was like...
Why did you feel bad?
Because I was like really high and I was like... Like, you know, either everybody should be this high. I was
humping a stool. It's like, okay, you should feel bad. That's weird.
It felt like either everybody should have been that high or nobody should have been that high.
That's true.
Not just one person.
It can't just be one.
Yeah.
This is like a job for a couple people.
Yeah, exactly. And I kept trying to push my mushrooms on people to get them as high as me, and nobody wanted them.
Wait, at your coworkers, you were offering them mushrooms?
Yes.
And they were cool with it?
This was at Gas Digital.
Oh, yeah. Well, that makes sense.
I didn't have a lot of work to do that day. I had a light load, and I meant to microdose.
Did they all know you were on mushrooms?
Well, yeah, because I put together my microdoses, and I sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, Kim, I meant to take a microdose, but it just like, it was my first day, and I took one, and it felt so good, and I was like, let's try another, and then it was just...
One turned into how many,
It was a slippery slope. I might have had like 6 to 8 of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's awkward because you're saying that right next to your boss.
I am.
And he doesn't give a shit. He's playing Fortnite. You just watched us argue, and now he's mad at me.
No, you guys are going to make up. You love each other.
I hate him.
No. You love each other. You're the perfect couple. I'm sitting between them.
Alex wishes she had a dog to pet me, and those were just yelling at each other.
Yeah, well, you know... It's par for the course with the two of you. I don't know what to say.
When we were walking in Vegas together, me and Liz were arguing about something. And he was like, right, Alex? She was like, you know, I'm not going to lie. You're both difficult to walk with. But Kim's right. This time, don't be mad. She's always has to be like, choose and then be like, but don't be mad. And neither of us enjoy it when Alex picks the other.
I know. I always have to choose. And I also try to spread it out even.
But she's pretty fair.
Yeah. Yeah, well, in Vegas, you guys were both very difficult to walk with. To be fair. Getting from A to B, like in a you know what the thing is with the two of you is a lot.
The thing is, nobody else will say anything to Lewis. Everybody else just will walk slowly in the heat behind him. Let us go to 16 delis for muscle milk. Like, you guys are all just like, whatever he says goes. So I have to step in and being like, no, this is insane. We're adding 3 miles to find a milk that we could just order at the restaurant.
No comment.
And fucking, I'm like, nobody sees that this is insane, and they're all like bleeding from the fingertips because Lewis is stabbing them.
I'm staying out of this one. He needs his muscle milk, Kim.
Do you see what I'm working with here? He needs his muscle milk. I'm sick of his fucking muscle milk.
I don't know what to say.
Me and Lewis are at the point now where I watch him play Fortnite, and I just hope he dies, just so I can watch him die somehow.
That's mean.
I know.
Kim, that's mean.
I know.
Fuck that.
I know.
Oh my God. I thought you guys were ride or die, but this is some serious shit.
I went through serious problems, obviously.
What? There's nothing more it's the saddest thing ever. There's nothing that I love more than watching either of the two of you play Fortnite because I'm just like so on your side. Like I want to see you murk everyone. They got me using the N-word. Like,
oh man, look, here it comes. I'm gonna jizz. He's about to die.
Kill him. Oh no.
And boy, does it feel good when it happens to him.
I'm always on his team.
I get to
with
see
Fortnite.
and just hope that it's. I wish I could feel the vibration of his character dying as he dies.
Yes, you've mounted your skull on the wall.
Yeah, Lewis is pointing to a.
It looks very manly.
It's so weird the other day because we have a brick wall, and I was like, it'd be like, mostly as a joke, I said it'd be funny if we had like an animal head to mount on the wall. And that day, Lewis was mailed a cow head.
Literally the day of, I was there at the office, and he opened it up, and he was like, "What the fuck? Kim just said she wanted one of these." Like,
yeah, I'm a brouhaha.
Hours ago.
I'm a brouhaha ass bitch.
You witch.
I know.
You scary witch. Do you have the other smoked honey pen? This one?
No, but I thought you just found it.
I thought you dropped it on the floor in there.
And you picked it up, right?
No, I thought you were going to pick it up.
We need to get it then.
We should go get that.
Hold on.
All right. Well, yes, but still, there's one on the floor in there that needs to be picked up.
I think this is yours.
Oh, thank you. Here we are.
All right, back from another break.
You were right. I just didn't think. So, yeah.
Did you get that on recording where you said I was right?
It's recording right now. I'm not sure if it picked it up, but...
Joey.
Hear him say I was right. Don't you start a fucking party right now. I swear to God, Lewis.
Starting a Fortnite party?
I'm gonna fucking lose my mind.
I have a feeling we're moving together.
Don't have to tell him anything. You just have to not add him to the party.
He added himself. I don't want you to take him with Joey.
I have a proposal. We should start doing our podcast at Gas Digital
We're going to start at
Studios
Gas
next
Digital
week.
because of this.
I think
so-
because of this.
Yeah, it's the reason.
We're acting like it's like a punishment, but he's offered this to us like really nicely a while ago.
Now we're taking it.
We're going to take you up on your offer, Lewis.
I mean, you should do it in the bedroom.
Obviously, we can't. We saw how that worked. We couldn't even talk. Was it not very loud?
We we tried recording. Okay, we're gonna pull the curtain back here.
Let's
This
get back
seems like it's happening.
Let's get back into it. That was our ad. It's just for couples therapy. Anybody have a couple like this? Call 1-800.
Oh
Long distance was better.
no! 1-800 long distance was better.
So mean. Oh man. Oh fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Did you ever do any crazy shit like one time when I was in I think it was 4th grade, I wrote this boy Ricky a letter about how I wanted to kiss him on the swings.
No.
I was like, and it was like a poem.
That's really cute.
Because this other boy wrote me a poem, so I went and took that, and I was like, I'm gonna turn around, throw this hotter guy a poem.
Well, I told you about my lyrics about,
Oh, fuck her thrice.
I'd fuck her twice. I'd fuck her thrice.
Oh no, I just
That's
wrote
the only poetry I've ever written.
Mine wasn't good. Mine was like, hello, it's you that I miss. I want to meet you on the swings and kiss. It was like that.
Oh, I liked it.
And then this chick in my class, she came up to me. She was like, this black chick, she was like, Ricky said he don't want to kiss you with your mustache on your face. And she said it all fucking loud. She was like, Ricky don't want to kiss you with your mustache. He said you got a mustache. And I was like, I didn't write that note.
That is the worst. It's the worst case scenario when you're a kid, when you have like a secret that's a big deal and it fucking gets out to everybody.
And they think I have a mustache. It was my first time knowing that.
Girl.
I wasn't even aware I had a mustache.
Did you look in the mirror that day? You were like, I do have a mustache.
That was the day, bro. I think my mom waxed my mustache like the next week for me. I like begged her.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she like waxed it for me. I had a mustache, it's true. And this bitch who called me out, she didn't even have to come up to me and say that, but she called me out. And then she was like, and I was like, that's not my note. I didn't put that in his backpack. And she's like, it says love Kim.
It says love Kimberly Congdon.
Yeah, it did. And I was like, yeah, but I didn't write it. Someone's trying to frame me. That's what I said. And this bitch made me get out some of my schoolwork and compare handwritings.
Damn. Wait, that was that's clever on your part to say that somebody was trying to frame you, and then also really mad clever on her part to be a fucking detective about it. What the fuck is this 3rd grade class you have going on? That's crazy.
I know.
No, I might have told you about this before, but I had the most open crush ever from 2nd grade to like 8th grade. Like literally the day I decided I had a crush on him, I walked into school and I was like, everybody, I'm in love with Danny Finn. Get him to love me back. And it was an ongoing saga for years. Everybody knew that like nobody loved Danny Finn like I did.
No.
Yeah. I was always like down to embarrass myself. I've always been down for this shit.
You were trying to be a Finn baby?
I was obsessed with him, and it was literally...
Was he cute?
He was funny.
Oh, he was funny.
He was funny. He wasn't cute. He was like sort of on the chubby side, like not the cutest kid in the class, but everybody knew he was the funniest kid in the class.
Ah.
Yeah.
Old Danny Finn.
Old Danny Finn.
Wow.
Never,
I had a
never
crush on
liked
a kid
me
named
back.
Jimmy Coons.
Specifically remember one afternoon making him extremely uncomfortable in the library by putting my head on his shoulder when it was very unwanted, and I was in like 3rd grade just feeling like, no, I'm allowed to do this, I'm a girl.
I could touch him this way.
I me too'd him. I feel bad.
No, you put your head on his shoulder when he didn't want you to?
Yeah, and I was like, he's my boyfriend. Like I was like on him.
Yeah.
I was about it. I was going for it.
You were trying to sit on that lap? Mm-hmm. Wow.
Everybody knew. It was like, yeah, I didn't care if they made fun of me, whatever.
Oh my God.
No secret crushes here, please.
Oh my gosh, I was telling Lewis this the other day. The first boy I ever liked was in like 2nd grade or 1st grade.
That's when it starts.
And I remember in the playground, like his name was Kyle, and we lived in this apartment complex called Kyle's Run Apartments. And I was like, do you live in my apartments? Because for some reason in my head, logically, he lived there now. And he was like, yeah. And he just agreed, I think, because he was a dumb kid too.
Yeah, like didn't know where he lived.
And I was like, which one? Like, which complex? I was like, I'll come over today after school and we can play. I like had the biggest crush on him, Kyle. And then he wrote directions on the sand in the dirt. And he like was putting like a left arrow. He was like, then you leave the street and you go left here.
He made you a map?
Yeah, on the dirt. And I was like, I remember like being like 7 or 8, like hand on my hip, like looking, like really trying to memorize the fucking blueprint of this map. I was really like, I look like a 30-year-old man, like, yep, we'll have to take a left over there.
Left down by the red light.
Yes. Yeah.
I had somebody say that to me once, take a left at the red light. Then I realized the red light turns green sometimes. I was so confused.
It was probably Kyle.
It was really upsetting. But how cute is that he made you a map to his house? Did you ever make it?
No, and I remember after school I was like, we have to go to Kyle's. Left. And I was like thinking, I was like, right. Like just guessing. Like I was like, I remember in my head, like, I hope I don't fuck this up.
No, I remember making up. I had these kids in the neighborhood who I hung out with who I thought I was cooler than for whatever reason. I think they were like these girls were like a year younger than me. I just had the feeling that I was cooler than them, so I rolled with it. They were like, and at school I was not cool, so it was like these were the kids who I was like,
you could bully them.
I was like gonna bully them and be mean to them. And so I must have been in like literally 3rd grade and pretended that I had a boyfriend. I named him Ashton after Ashton Kutcher. It was like the only hot Hollywood guy I knew at the time.
Oh my God.
Right? And I had this like cell phone that I would pretend to take calls from Ashton on, literally just like be hanging out with my friends and take hour-long fake phone calls from my fake boyfriend.
No.
Just to seem cool.
No.
Yes. 100%.
Hour-long fake phone calls?
I did it at least twice.
I mean, I did that once, but it was acid.
Yeah, you did do that. You did that for a very long time on acid. I mean,
you did that sober.
You did a 10-hour fake phone call.
But you did it sober.
I did it sober. I was trying to impress my friends.
I don't mean to interrupt, but he just pokes his head out and goes, what's wrong? He goes, I have to go to the bathroom, but they're doing a podcast.
He's really trying to be so respectful.
He's trying to be really sweet now.
James is here. He's been,
James is being in the living room. We kicked him out of the living room, put him in the room because he was being too excited with Lewis. He gets too loud and excited when Lewis is around. So I just physically separate them, like
literally just
like an evil girlfriend.
Yelled at him for experiencing any joy in his own house and put him in a room by himself.
They were just hugging and tickling. I had to physically peel him off and be like, "Get out the room!" and then close the door.
It's fun.
Lewis, this is
here. Hold on. They can hear the fun. Earlier in the podcast, you know the laughter lightly in the background that you heard that wasn't fucking distracting at all? That's what she's talking about. She had to break that up because it was too distracting.
Okay,
for you guys.
Liz, keep playing Fortnite. This is my podcast here. And none of these are your fans. They've all taken the corner here. They're all Team Kim. They don't care. Team Kim, if you're hearing this and you think Lewis is a dummy, do a hashtag Lewis, you're retarded.
Guys.
Hashtag Lewis, you're retarded. Send it to him. Let him know whose team you're on.
Guys, maybe hold off on that hashtag.
No. Alex has to say that because she'll lose her job. I'm speaking on behalf of me and Alex on Broad Topics. We fucking hate Lewis.
She doesn't speak for both of us, guys. I mean,
he's pinching her right now. Yeah, so I wrote that dude Ricky a note, and I found out I had a mustache.
Yeah, that's sad.
It was embarrassing.
It's better than just making up a boyfriend.
I guess. I wanted a boyfriend so bad before I ever had a boyfriend.
Bad.
It was like an issue how badly I wanted a boyfriend. It was a problem. Nobody should ever want a boyfriend as bad as I wanted one when I was younger.
I feel like that might apply to just like every little girl though, because like I felt like that too.
It felt like you were
like,
a psycho.
like,
you know those movies where like it's always the same format in the movie. It's always like a girl and her boyfriend who are like in love, or her husband, and then this other girl comes around and starts stalking and then shows up in like the boyfriend's dress in their house. Like, you know those movies? Being a young girl before you have a girlfriend makes you feel like that girl. Doesn't it? Doesn't it make you feel like her? Like you'll see other couples making out, you'll just want to watch them.
There's also
just to see what it's like. Like I remember just wanting to like see people. Like I remember this couple would make out after school in 5th grade, like right before the bus picked us up. Like they would go on separate buses, but they would kiss in between this bus where nobody was looking. I would specifically like go watch them make out every day. It was really embarrassing.
I remember when I first started dating my boyfriend, we used to make out like in his car, just like in the neighborhood somewhere, and we had this one street that we would always park on, and after doing this for like a few weeks, we looked up at a house and saw this little kid, maybe she's like a couple years older than James, with binoculars looking into our car. And we were like, we can't come back here.
Just looking, and you guys were making out hardcore.
We would just make out hardcore, like, yeah, things would get pretty hot and heavy.
You would just watch?
And he would just watch from his bedroom with binoculars, and we just saw him one day, never went back. We just wondered how long whether that had been.
He knew your schedule and everything.
We wondered whether that was like a thing for him, that he was like, I got to get home by 4:30 so that
he was with his friends, and he'd be like, wait a second, and give her 10 seconds, she'll unzip the pants a little.
I really, to this day, I always wonder like how long that was a routine for him for, or if it was like we nipped it in the bud. I have no idea.
Whoa.
But no, I know what you mean about like being like a creepy, like having a creepy factor when you're a little girl with a crush. Like
yeah, it's very creepy.
Like the dynamic happens when you have friends with older brothers. I don't know if you ever had like a crush on a friend's older brother, or like older dudes in the group where you're like, well, I'm just a little girl, so I have no chance of it.
Yeah, my cousin's friends. My cousin was in football in high school, and so he was like 6 years older than me.
Wow,
so I was like
annoying
10.
Age to have.
I was 10 with like 15, 16-year-old kids that were like football players. I remember specifically this one kid. He was like 15. He came in the room after practice one day. They were all hanging out in my cousin's room, and he just had one of those dumb lollipops, and he was just rolling it in his mouth with his shirt off, but he had his like padding on.
And like at that age, a dude's gonna be just like innocently really nice to a 10-year-old who he sees as a child.
Yes.
Like, oh, it's such an awkward thing.
And I was like, give me that dum after you're done with it. Oh my God. I was like, let me get that dum. Are you done with that?
Can I have a taste?
How many licks did it take after he's done with it to get to the center of Kim? You're 10.
Yeah.
Yeah,
those crushes are brutal.
Yeah.
When I was like 10,
how come it's never those people that are child molesters?
No. I had a crush on a kid who was like 3.5 years older than me, and like I was like like my mom was friends with his mom kind of thing, and he had a brother in my grade who I liked the older brother better, so I would hang out with him when we went over there. And one day, we were walking, like me and the older brother were just walking their dog. And I had such a crush on this kid, and he was like 13. He was like 13 and I was 10.
Okay.
And this entire time that we walked the dog, he told me this insane story about how he fucked all the girls in his class in the school library.
No.
And I was like 10 years old, just believing every word of it, being like, you're like I was like smart enough to know like I shouldn't believe him, but I really wanted to.
I would have even doubted him. I would have been like, he's the man.
Like literally just being like, I want to believe that he's just the man and he fucked all of the 8th graders. He was like in the 8th grade maybe. It was so weird. It was a weird thing. I enjoyed that walk.
I remember what 8th graders looked like when I was younger.
Right?
Them fresh 8th graders.
They look like adults when you're like in 6th grade. And
even
now,
sometimes I'll see their pictures now and they still look like adults to me. Is that weird? Like I'll see a 6th grader I knew in 6th grade that I knew looked grown up and they still look grown up to me in a weird way. Like the child in me still sees them as older than me.
I see that with like when I look at, not to bring him up again, but when I look at those old pictures of Ryder Strong, like I still get it. It's like, you know, when he was like 15, 16, he
if I see
like
an adult picture of him right now, I dry up. If I see a picture of him as a 13-year-old boy, get me a paper towel because I am a slipping out of my seat.
I only like him up to 2003. Like really. Yeah, it's a thing because you get to know people's faces. I think in a weird way, there's just like a face recognition thing that happens.
Yeah.
That changes over time.
Yeah. Fuck. We got to bring him on.
We really do.
We also got to wrap up.
We got fan requests for him now.
We do?
A lot of people are like, you got to bring Ryder Strong on.
Ooh. Let's work on that this week.
Yeah.
Let's get Ryder Strong on.
Wait till he comes to New York.
Yeah. Then he can ride us strong. My boyfriend.
Both just look at Lewis.
He's playing Fortnite. He can't hear anything. Okay, let's wrap this up.
All right, girl.
We did it. I didn't think it was possible. It was really difficult today.
Yeah, this one was a little bit segmented, but I think we got it in all together.
Okay. Cut out me and Lewis's fight.
Okay.
I'm sorry you have to listen to it again.
Sorry, guys, but that big gap in the middle was where they were arguing.
All right, guys. Please subscribe, rate, review the podcast, share it, do anything. We love you. We love your support. Follow me on Twitter at Kimberly Congdon.
Follow me on Instagram at intern_Skrillex.
Hell yeah. Bye.
Bye.